This week on Lexington Now, part 2 of our 2020 year in review. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to a special year-end edition of Lexington Now for the week of December 28, 2020. Every holiday season, we at Lex TV like to take a look back over the previous year and some of the bigger stories that have shaped your urban county government. We have decided this year to skip the obvious, which everyone is weary of, and focus on stories not directly related to the pandemic. This week, we begin with the report on racial justice and equality, and the long overdue steps that will be taken to ensure justice for all in the city of Lexington.
This report pulls off our city's rose-colored glasses and takes a hard look at the racism that holds us back. Given all the challenges our community is currently facing, a pandemic, an economic downturn, we could have said there are more than enough challenges on our plate. However, as mayor, I recognize there are critical moments I cannot let pass. This is that moment. This report makes 54 recommendations that touch all corners of our community, including schools, police, healthcare, courts, jobs, housing, accountability, partnerships, and more. Some recommendations require funding. Others involve a change in state law. Some are administrative and some require council action. We know we have a lot of work ahead of us, but I have confidence in our citizens. We can make the changes we need to make to become a place where everyone feels welcome and safe, where everyone has the opportunity to get a good education and a good job. When I appointed this commission on July the 1st, I put it on a tight timetable. I thought there were things we could act on quickly, and the commission has identified several short-term goals. The commission also made more complicated recommendations that will require more work. It is clear we need a permanent voice in our city to help us keep moving forward. So my first step today is to announce I will work with the council to appoint a new permanent Commission for Racial Justice and Equality.
Let me thank the mayor for this opportunity to make a difference in our community. What a joy it has been to work with Dr. Gerald Smith as we finalize this report. I also want to commend all of the committee chairs. They have done an awesome job in helping to bring this report together. They're the ones who spent the time and the effort bringing in expertise in different areas and in bringing in speakers so that they could make an intelligent recommendation that can make a difference in our city. So we applaud all of our committee sub-chairs, and then we thank the 70 people who were a part of the commission, who gave of their time because of their love for this city. And so today you get the report, and as the mayor said, we have several recommendations in this report that we know that this is an opportunity for us to have a better Lexington. And as I said to the council today and to the mayor when we had an earlier meeting, my ultimate desire to be on this committee, and after I prayed about being the co-chair, the one thing that motivated me to do this was the fact of all the young men that are part of the BMW Academy. We have over 300 young African-American males in this program, and when I look into their eyes, I want to see a better Lexington.
I want to begin by conveying my immense and blessed opportunity to serve. I'm very grateful and humbled by this privilege of working with Ms. Akins. We've known each other for years, but we've never, of course, worked in this capacity. And not only is she extremely smart woman, but very insightful and motivating, and has a wonderful sense of humor. So again, I thank you, Sister Akins, for the opportunity to share with you as we work through this initiative. I do want to say as well how appreciative I am for all of the hard work of the committee members, to the staff of the mayor's office and others who are associated with this initiative. It has been a daunting task, to say the least. As the mayor mentioned, there are 54 recommendations. I would add that in the conclusion, we did include 3 more recommendations for the mayor and the council to consider. As we work through all of these various issues, we focused on policies and procedures and looked at the challenges and conflicts and the opportunities and the obstacles that we may encounter as we seek to move this community forward. We have learned a lot. And we hope and pray that the community will be the better for it. We now have a document that will be forever linked to the legacy of this mayor and the council. As a historian, there will be other historians who will follow me and have done what I have done in terms of contextualizing where we are at this point in time in our history. You will find in that document that there is a history that's about 6 pages long as we've looked back at Lexington from slavery all the way to the present to sort of explain why it was necessary to have a commission for racial justice and equality.
2020 saw the unexpected passing of one of the city's representatives, Jake Gibbs. A new memorial garden is taking shape in his memory.
About a week after Jake passed away, Sav came to me and said, I want to create a garden in Jake's honor at my restaurant. And I think what got this idea flowing for him, he knew about Jake's interest in trees from Trees Lexington. But at the memorial service, my daughter Delaney spoke about how much Jake loved lilacs and forget-me-nots. And it's sort of funny because here's this big guy with the beard and the leather jacket who rode motorcycles for years, and he loved these little tender flowers. And she spoke about how Jake would lift her up to smell the best ones in Belcourt. And I think that might have been what got Saab thinking about a garden.
I'm the owner of Saab's Grill, which is the only West African restaurant and I guess in the state of Kentucky. I'm an ice cream maker also. The food I serve here is a comfort food from my home country. I'm able to share my culture with the community I'm living, which I've been living here for 28 years now. We planning to build arbor and to create outside seating. Hopefully, whenever this pandemic is over, we can be still using that space for the communities and for the neighborhood.
Jake also traveled around the world, and he saw how so many other cities have these gathering places, these convening places where people can connect and talk and hang out and slow down and enjoy each other. And that's what I predict this is going to be, a very special place. And the fact that it's bringing nature onto Main Street. I mean, I just think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, you think of Main Street as like cement and parking lots and buildings, but this is going to be a beautiful place. And Trees Lexington is pitching in and helping, and all sorts of people are joining us. We started a GoFundMe. It's called Jake's Garden at Sav's restaurant. And when we put it up, immediately people started donating and like the vision of what this could be.
As we shared with you last week, there was much needed good news for Lexington's trail system in 2020. And one of the many projects started was the building of the Brighton East pedestrian bridge.
So this morning, we're talking about something we've been working on since 2009. And we are so happy to announce that construction is beginning on the Brighton Rail Trail Bridge. Just last week, I had a news conference over on Citation where I talked about connecting trails and neighborhoods. And although we've been working on our trails for several decades, really, we're really just starting to make the connections. And this 280-foot bridge we're talking about today makes important connections to trails and neighborhoods, and through those connections makes it possible for people to access the Brighton Trail. By next summer, this bridge will connect rail trails east and west of Man o' War Boulevard, spanning the road between Liquor Barn and the Brighton Place shops. Users will access the bridge via ramps on each end of the structure. Once the bridge is complete, the shared use trail will stretch 4.5 miles, traveling through the Liberty Park and Hamburg neighborhoods to the west and the Andover Forest neighborhood to the east. This is a big deal. As someone who enjoys a nice walk, I can tell you Brighton is a beautiful place to get outside and exercise, and portions of it are tree-lined. Now, at this time, I'd like to invite Councilmember Lisa Higgins-Hord to the podium. Lisa represents this area.
The new connection will elevate the quality of life for all of those who choose to use the trail's connectivity to access park amenities, shopping, and it is our expectation it will also increase pedestrian walkability. We want citizens to optimize this usage routinely because it is a source of pride in our community and quickly will becoming a part of our community identity. I access the Liberty Park Trail just behind Liberty Elementary School, and I love walking along the trail and being outside and enjoying the sunshine and all that nature has to offer, as it instantly connects me to physical activity. I look forward to walking across the pedestrian bridge myself in the coming year. Thank you for coming out today, and just know that we take pride in the Brighton Place Rail Trail, and we want citizens to utilize Lexington's first rail trail as often as they can.
You know, we do know that there are many people in our country who like to go to cities that have lots of trails. They bring their bikes and they enjoy biking for vacation. So we're really proud and excited to get this bridge started, and I want to thank all the folks, many of whom are in the audience, who have helped make this happen.
When we come back, Southland Drive is revitalized. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Lexington's oldest commercial corridor was revitalized by several improvements along Southland Drive.
This project has transformed and revitalized Southland Drive. This busy corridor really was beginning to show its age, and now it is a beautiful, safe place to walk or cycle, and it's a great place to shop. And so now some of the things that we have are 6-foot wide sidewalks on both sides of Southland Drive, more than 120 new trees, along with additional landscape. A gardenscape replacing the concrete ditch east of the railroad overpass. 11 temporary art installations, and next spring, a mural will be painted on the railroad overpass. We also have upgraded traffic signals at Southview and Cherry Bark Drives, adding pedestrian signals at Regency Road, and 2 mid-block crossings. Councilmember Bledsoe, construction on this project, which you have been a huge proponent and advocate and mover and shaker on, started in May 2019, and I think you've been involved since the beginning.
Now, this is an area where it's clear that the public investment of the infrastructure, from the sidewalks to the stormwater improvements, really multiplied the private investment. You've seen so many businesses here expand, beautify, increase, others who have shown up simply because they want to be here on Southland Drive. I can't tell you how many people ask me, do you have a home for sale in Southland area? Because it is a hot commodity and it's hard to find. They fly like hotcakes. And it's because of the community that people want to live in. You know, when I was young, I used to walk from Open Gates down here to Southland Drive to buy a Coke at the little pharmacy. And that was a big deal because we didn't have Coke a lot in my house growing up. And now, Mom and I still walk down here for coffee, for dinner, for lunch, to shop. And now so many more people in this area can do so safely. And for that, I'm very thankful for the continued investment that the city has made under your leadership, Mayor, to do so, and for the number of people who've supported this area. And I'm proud to represent it, and I'm really excited about what's coming up in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We've lived near probably about half a mile from Southland for the last 25, 24 years. And immediately we found it's the fun place to go. It's where the interesting businesses are. It's just such a great resource to be able to hop on my bike. It took me maybe 5 minutes to bicycle down here, and then lo and behold, I thought, uh-oh, where am I going to find a bike rack? Those are sometimes hard to find, but there was one right here, right where I needed it. So these kind of improvements, the sidewalks and the bike lanes and the crosswalks and the parking racks for bicycles, just make it that much more accessible for people who aren't quite as hardcore bicyclists as maybe I am, to feel comfortable and safe and come down with their kids. I love seeing families bike down to the farmer's market on a Sunday morning. That to me is the essence of taking advantage of a really cool city like Lexington and some of the really interesting things we have to offer. So I'm just excited to see this improving not just my district, but personally my neighborhood as well as my city. So thank you, Mayor, and thanks for inviting me to be a part of this.
We're actually standing in my district right now in front of Good Foods Co-op, and I am so excited that I get to represent a small piece of Southland Drive. It has been a place that I have frequented ever since I can remember. The unique businesses that Councilmember Swanson mentioned, and the unique activities and the people that make up this area are very important to me. Mainly, all I want to do is thank the many, many people that worked on this project, especially Councilmember Bledsoe and all the council members, and even Mayor Gray before me. They are the ones that worked tirelessly to get this project done, something that is vital to the area and makes the businesses and the livability so much better and more connectable. So I want to thank all of them and the work that they did, and the current administration for seeing it through. And I know that there's a lot of people that work in the city to make a project like this happen. It's not just one, it's many, many people. And sometimes it takes a long time to see all that hard work of starting a project pay off. And it finally paid off, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. And I hope that everybody will come down and visit Southland Drive and the wonderful things that are happening here. Thank you so much.
Among several corridor improvements in 2020, construction was announced for the Clays Mill project's final section.
Today is a really exciting day that's been a long time coming. We are kicking off the start of work on the final section of a project we've been working on for quite some time, the widening of Clays Mill Road. The work on this section will begin in the next few weeks, and it is the most difficult phase of this project. approximately 4 miles from Waco Road to Harrodsburg Road, including this area right here. Neighbors were not interested in a big 4-lane road running through their neighborhoods. A 3-lane Clays Mill lets traffic flow but does not encourage high speeds. We're also making safety improvements and upgrading traffic signals. Neighbors also wanted bike lanes and landscaping. So all of that is included. And we're planting over 250 trees.
During the process, there was a lot of design changes to accommodate some of the issues that we had with Clays Mill Road in the mission statement, and also to listen to the property owners' concerns. Most notably were the concerns about keeping in a bike lane, a landscaping component, and having an extra turn lane at Man of War. So those things were all included. The construction started in 2011. It was a 3-phase project that ultimately cost about $11.6 million, which were local funds, state funds, and federal funds. And again, you can see the result is truly a great thing in our community to be proud of. It's a much needed transportation improvement, as we all can agree, especially for residents in the area who travel to work, travel to school, go to church, go shopping, and many other activities.
You know, everyone who utilizes this important corridor is going to benefit from these improvements. Whether you're dropping your kids off at one of the fabulous schools on Clays Mill, riding your bike down to Southland Drive, or simply using it to get downtown as a commuter road, this is going to be a major improvement to the area. You know, let's be honest, Lexington's traffic issues are not going away anytime soon. But smart projects like this one can transform the area and do make it safer and more efficient for all types of transportation. Now, for the next year, it's not going to be a lot of fun. If you can avoid Waco down to Harrisburg Road on Clays Mill, please do. Use the other corridors, relieve some pressure on Clays Mill. I'm very thankful for our engineering team who's working hard to make sure we'll have two-way traffic on Clays Mill the whole time. But I especially want to thank our partners at Clays Mill Elementary, Lexington Catholic, and Mary Queen, and the neighborhood associations who work around that area. We had several public meetings talking about how to make that area safer, essentially the sidewalks, the crosswalks. There are lots of students moving around that space, lots of commuters driving downtown past them. So making that a safer project is really the most important, and I appreciate their input, and I'm going to really appreciate their patience as the next year goes on. The other side of this will be worth it.
I realize that this project has been one that's been a long time coming and has not been without a lot of controversy. That being said, one of the biggest complaints that we receive as council members is about the traffic in Lexington, as well as the lack of safe sidewalks and bike lanes. This project seeks to address those issues and make the Clays Mill corridor safer for everyone. It will make traffic flow better and connectability possible. This whole project has been a labor of love by so many people along the way and along the corridor, including schools, residents, and the city. I want to thank the various city divisions who have worked on this, my predecessors, including Peggy Henson, and CM Masadi and CM Bledsoe for their hard work to see this project become a reality.
The good news for trails enthusiasts in Lexington culminated with the official opening of the final section of the Legacy Trail.
We're here today to cut a ribbon to officially open the final section of the Legacy Trail. Yay! Yes! Thomas is our cheerleader. Yes, you have. This part of the trail is located mainly in the 3rd and 4th Street areas. And we started planning the Legacy Trail in 2007. At that time, the council member here was Councilmember Andrea James, who's with us today. So she's been waiting a long time. And this all grew out of the All-Tech FEI World Equestrian Games. As we planned the festivities for the games, Lexington citizens decided they wanted what were called legacy projects. projects Lexington could enjoy long after the games were gone. Flash forward to today, and we are cutting a ribbon to mark the completion of the 12-mile-long Legacy Trail, already the most popular trail in town.
How things are rooted is how they will grow, and Phase 3 of the Legacy Trail is truly rooted in community advocacy and engagement. With so many folks involved, we can't name them all. In groups like Leadership Lexington, the 06 class, the Isaac Murphy Memorial Art Garden Board, past and present, the University of Transylvania, the Fayette County Extension Office, the Second Sunday Group, and Bluegrass Community Foundation, and several others. The work of so many to ensure that this trail was inclusive of the East End neighborhood and MLK neighborhood is pivotal to telling the story of Lexington. This trail also incorporates the rich history of several downtown neighborhoods, and it has the power to share not only the stories of our past, but also to shape our future. The good thing is that our future isn't already written. We have the responsibility to create an inclusive future. One that gives everyone the opportunity to be successful. And I believe our charge at City Hall is to keep investing in this neighborhood and engaging the community at every level. One thing I learned quickly when I came into office is that if I wanted a meeting that was packed and full of passionate, opinionated people, is to call a public input meeting for the Legacy Trail. And no doubt, every time we called a meeting, several people showed up, attended. They shared their views and their concerns because this trail, this Phase 3 of the trail really impacted people in their daily lives. And it was hard and it was challenging to get it done. And it's not perfect. Some sacrifices were made on behalf of the residents, and some sacrifices was made on behalf of the amenities of the trail. But I believe that this phase of the trail, even though it was the most challenging, I think this phase of the trail has the most opportunity. The most opportunity to bring people together, the most opportunity to build relationships. Thomas Tolliver, and thank you, Thomas, for creating the signs announcing this event. He's engaged at every facet of this neighborhood. Often says, like other residents, that this Legacy Trail is the welcome mat to the East End. The thing about a welcome mat is it welcomes people into normally your home. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that we protect this neighborhood and these residents' home.
I am really glad for many reasons for this. This is going to be for the quality of life in this area. Get out, enjoy it for your health. Get out and ride it and walk it for the businesses. Stop in here. This is economic development. But for my own personal satisfaction, I'm just so happy it's done. I've ridden hundreds of miles on this trail. Every time when people come in, I say, if you want to get out, go out and enjoy the Legacy Trail. It's a great opportunity to get out and get out and exercise and be out and doing things outside. And you never know who you might run in. One of my good friends showed up today, Bennett Halecki, who is a 10-time national champion cyclist. So you never know who might be on that road with you. But remember, it's a multi-use. So get out and walk, get out and run, get out and ride, enjoy it. We're very blessed to have it. I'm so glad that we're finishing up.
1, 2, 3. Well, mine did it. Yay!
Thanks for joining us for this special year in review. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. All of us at Lex TV want to wish you a very happy new year, and we look forward to serving you in 2021. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.